The delivery of the Rafale jets will enhance the country's ability to deter external aggressions. The fighter planes will give our air defense a boost just as Chinese aggressions. However, lethal as this French fighter aircraft are, HAL must ramp up the productions of Tejas too. Finally, the Rafale is here. This is about 9 months off schedule and their technical induction could take a few weeks more. But they can still give our air defense a boost just as Chinese aggression lends urgency to the need to be prepared for a two-front war with both our regional adversaries, China and Pakistan. With the Chinese People's Liberation Army concentrated and on the offensive on a barren Tibetan plateau, the Indian Air Force with Rafale fighters as its spearhead weapon will decide the outcome of the battle in case the red flag goes up.
The Rafale fighter jet बेस्ट फाइटर जेट है वर्ल्ड में, विश्व में. ये इंडियन एयरफोर्स के लिए गेम चेंजर होगा हवा में. कहना है कि लोग कहते हैं कि 2 सुखोई 30 चाहिए एक F-16 को टैकल करने के लिए, और ये सच है कि 2 F-16 चाहिए एक रफाल को टैकल करने के लिए हवा में. तो एक रफाल बराबर है 2 F-16 के. ये इसकी प्रभुता है. तो ये जो घातक कॉम्बिनेशन है रफाल का, मिसाइल सिस्टम का और हमारे आउटस्टैंडिंग शौर्य प्रदर्शन करने वाले पायलट्स का, फाइटर पायलट्स का, ये चीन के लिए और पाकिस्तान के लिए बहुत बड़ा घातक साबित होगा. उनकी नींद हराम करेगा, ये सच है.
The centers hope that the rest of the deliveries followed in picked order by 2021 end, ahead of the original schedule of mid-2022. Until then, we could rely on the advanced combat capabilities of just a few to deter external aggression. Defense analysts have argued that the high acquisition cost of Rafales, an estimate of 1,640 crores per aircraft, is explained by the use of special weaponry they enabled. Exactly how sharp a spearhead they will grant our Air Force is classified information officially. But if they can strike precision targets from a long range with nuclear-tipped missiles, then it need not take a whole squadron of 18 such jets to pose the requisite deterrence. 2 of the 5 jets are 2-set trainers, while 3 would be configured for combat. In all, 6 of the 36 jets would be trainers, though each of them could be pressed into action. The emphasis on the fewer but deadlier planes is said to be in line with the Air Force's strategic need for the up-to-date firepower. As claimed, Rafales can undertake reconnaissance missions, launch various kinds of attacks and engage enemy jets in air-to-air combat, all guided by avionic systems that confers a significant advantage in modern warfare.
This will be the aircraft which is a threat both to Pakistan and to China, and will cover LAC and LOC. Reason being, it has its missiles which can fire from within India, even flying in Jalandhar or Ambala area up to 300 kilometers deep into Chinese or Pakistan territories without having been interfered. This is a great event. The missiles specifically prepared and launched by France itself are of 3 types. One with 300 kilometer range, another 150 kilometer range, and third for covering the missiles and other targets.
What makes this fighter specially fearsome, says experts, are the versatile missiles they can be loaded with. An air-to-air Meteor's shot can reportedly hit a moving target more than 120 kilometers beyond a pilot's field of vision. For example, while the shorter range, Mika can strike an enemy plane without it being averted by radar. The aircraft's deep strike cruise missile Scalp is no less SITI. Reputedly, it can hit ground targets accurately, and that too with devastating effect. The superiority of this weaponry was the principal point cited by the government. Customization was another to justify a magnifying bill of $8.7 billion for 36 planes after it rejected its predecessor's old $12.6 billion outlay for 126 Rafales, 108 of which were to be assembled locally by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. While the newly delivered ready-to-fly jets would be far more potent than the bare-boned ones that our Air Force was counting on earlier, the aerial domination of any theater of war still requires a sizable fleet of fighters. Against the sanctioned strength of 42, our Air Force have only 30 squadrons right now. It is here that the locally developed Tejas, India's owned light combat aircraft, must come into play soon. Equipped with a new engine, it was found combat-worthy a few years ago. It is time now for HAL to speedily roll them out in large numbers, if only to fill squadron gaps and replace aging MiG-21s and Mirage fighters. Given the appropriate training and coordination soft, a few lethal Rafales backed by the swarm of low-cost Tejas fighters could conceivably shield the country from foreseeable threats. Bureau Report.